How's it going, everyone? It's Kenneth here, and just wanted to give everyone a quick little update about what's going on the allotment. It's been really busy with all the hot weather, and we had loads of stuff to plant out, so we spent a good 3 or 4 hours yesterday just doing that basically. We still have one big bed that we need to prepare in order to plant more things out, but we'll hopefully start doing that during the week. So I'll start at the back and work my way forward. Okay, so we've got this climbing frame here that's built about a month or so ago, and we finally planted some stuff out on it. We've got some French climbing beans along this side, and along the other side we've planted some cucamelons. In the middle we've got an Italian squash that was given to us by someone my mother knows, so we'll see how that goes. Should be quite interesting. We've planted out a bit of chard over here, like just a little square, because we already have quite a bit of that planted. And then down here there's a couple of chili plants, but this is like a second succession of tomatoes that we've planted. So, you know, they're probably a month or so behind the other ones, but hopefully it'll extend the sort of tomato season, if you can call it that, for us. So we'll get tomatoes a bit later on in the season. In the side of the bed, we've kind of put some netting over all these brassicas, but we need to actually get some bigger pieces. You know, this is kind of like all just off-cut, so it looks a bit haphazard at the moment, but we've got sort of like a mix match. In that bed over there we've got some sprouts and some kohlrabi. Those are all second succession plantings as well. And on this side we have some purple sprouting broccoli, I think, down there, and some quick heading calabrese and some cauliflower as well. And we've got our first flower in one of our courgette plants, but the courgettes and the patty pans over there are doing really well. I'm quite impressed with these patty pan squash actually. If you look at the leaves in comparison to the courgettes, it doesn't look like they get affected too much by, you know, moisture or rain, so that's quite a good thing. So I'll probably definitely get that variety next year again, because it just saves having to mess around cutting, you know, leaves off and things like that. Broad beans are still doing okay. We've had our first few broad beans come out, but you know, we're still having a bit of an aphid problem, but hopefully that won't hamper their growth. And our oca has come along quite well as well. All of those are doing really well. We've had a few lettuce on the side here chomped, but you know, the other lettuce is doing pretty good as well. So this is our tomato and tomatillo bed, like the main bed at least. We've got some tomatillos down the side in pots, and then here, you know, more tomatoes and tomatillos. Those are doing really well. In fact, we were worried that the tomatillos weren't actually going to survive when we planted them, because they look so sorry for themselves, but they are going absolutely crazy. There's flowers all over them, and they're really healthy, so you're looking forward to trying those out. And it's the same with the tomatoes. They've got loads of little flowers coming out. They don't get much higher than they are now because they're a bush variety. I think they get about that high, so like 4 feet, something like that. But apparently they're very prolific, so that should be good. This bed we've got quick heading calabrese and Sutherland kale on the one side, and we actually thinned out the Sutherland kale yesterday because they were a bit too close together. So we actually had a bit of an early kale harvest, which is quite good. It's a really tasty variety, so I definitely recommend, if you want to try a different kale, get some Sutherland kale. It's amazing. So that's about it really. Everything's doing really well. You know, the thunderstorms and the rain we had, along with the really humid hot weather, has made everything just shoot up really quickly. It's like you can come down on a Monday sort of afternoon and then come down again on a Wednesday morning and everything's grown like centimeters. It's just crazy. So it's really nice to finally see all this hard work that we've done since October last year sort of pay off. We still need to do a shed. I know we've been saying that for a long time. It's kind of like dragging on now, but you know, it's just been, things have just happened and cropped up, and we just haven't really had the chance to do it. But we've got, besides the shed, we've got one more really big job that we need to do, and that's finishing this bed over here. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. You know, we've got loads of rubbish on there, like compost bags, a soil sifter, some old cardboard that we use to try and keep the weeds down, which obviously hasn't worked that well. And we've got a whole bunch of soil in those bin liners at the back that was given to us from someone on Free Cycle, so that was quite cool. But this is probably going to be the biggest bed in terms of length that we have on here, on the plot. But it's going to be good because we want to carry on planting more successions of carrot and beetroot while we still can. And as you can see, we don't really have much space in the beds that we do have ready at the moment. So hopefully during the week we'll be able to start getting that sorted out, and we'll have some space to plant more stuff in like a week or so, hopefully. I've got a question about this netting all along here. I was talking about it earlier that we've got the brassicas there and they're planted. We've got netting over it, but can anyone recommend some affordable, good quality netting that we can use? Like, we got some stuff from Wilco's and Homebase, but it's never quite big enough, and it just feels really flimsy. So if anyone's got any ideas, or they've used something or bought something somewhere, it's eBay, wherever, let me know down in the comments, because we are quite keen to find something that's good quality, that's going to last us more than just one season. Like this stuff here is probably just going to be broken, by the end of this summer, I reckon, and we'd rather get something that's sort of long lasting. So that was just a quick little update video, everyone. I've got a few videos planned for the coming weeks, slightly unrelated to the allotment, but more along the lines of sort of market gardening, like I mentioned in last week's video. But I wanted to give everyone an update because we haven't really shown much of what's going on in the allotment in a while. We've basically just been coming down and getting stuck in and trying to like sort of get everything weeded and watered and planted and all that kind of thing. So again, it would be great if you guys could leave some comments down below about some netting or something that we can do to like bird proof everything and butterfly proof everything as well. That's it for this week, guys. I hope you have an amazing week next week, and if you like these videos, please subscribe so you can carry on watching them, and share the video with your friends and family. I will see you guys next week. See you later. And I am back on a completely different day, but I just realized after almost finished editing the video that I forgot to show a couple more beds actually, and I thought since I'm showing the whole allotment, I may as well show you what else we have going on in the last 4 beds. So in this bed over here we've got a couple of rows of radish on the one side. The furthest row we've already started picking from, so there's not much left in there. We've got a whole row of lettuce along this side, and some mixed beetroot along here. So there's some red beetroot and golden beetroot too. In this bed, this is our first succession of chard, just over here on that side, and we've got 2 rows of carrots. This was the first planting, that was the second one. Not too sure what happened at the end here, but they didn't germinate as well, although I think some of those down there did germinate but got munched by something before they managed to get too big. This bit over here has got a couple of rows of spinach. This was the first planting, that one's over this, that one's the second. This one's bolted, and I think that kind of happened when we had that first couple of days of really hot weather. They obviously don't like that, and spinach is pretty prone to bolting anyway. A couple of rows of spring onion. As you can see, that one there is much further along than this one, but that one was planted first. And then again, down this side, which is similar to that bit over there, the germination wasn't that great, and I'm not 100% sure why. It's spotty over there, but I don't know, maybe we didn't sow the seeds as densely over there. And lastly, we've got a whole bed of kohlrabi over here. That's also been munched by probably slugs. You can see there, I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen any, but something's obviously eating it. But hopefully some of them will pull through. And you can see this one over here already has a little bulb forming. In fact, all of them have bulbs forming already. I didn't even notice that. There's one over there as well. And while we're here, I might as well show you this bed. I showed you that earlier on in the video. We hadn't quite dug it up yet, but we came down on Monday after work. We thought the entire bed was going to take at least an hour or two, maybe like 2 hours basically to do, but it was pretty easy. We had a whole bunch of stuff laying on top of there, but the soil was nice and loose, so it was quite easy to dig up. We just need to put some compost on there, build the borders around it out of the same timber that we've used on all the other beds, and then yeah, start planting. So that is really it now. I thought I just wanted to include that last bit there so you guys had a full picture of what's going on. I will see you guys next week. See you later.